How's everybody doing?
Good.
Oh, good. Before we start the show, I have 3 important rules. Rule number 1, there are times in the show to listen, and there are times to call out. When I go like this, that's your time to call out. Otherwise, you need to listen. Rule number 2, please stay in your seat. And rule number 3, stay behind the blue line. Are you guys ready to start the show?
Yeah!
Well, my name is Ken, and I am a science teller. A science teller is part scientist and part story teller. You smash them together, and you get a science teller. That is someone who uses really cool science experiments to tell an awesome story. I need a volunteer. All right, put your hands down. I'm going to teach you guys how to be picked at every single show you go to from now until age 14. First things first, sit crisscross applesauce. Very saucy. Sit up straight, smile so it looks like you're having fun. Excellent job. Raise one hand in the air, separate your fingers to get maximum coverage. A little bit further apart, please. Very good. Here's the most important part. Only wiggle your hands. If you wiggle any more than your hands, you're going to look like a loose cannon or like that guy, and you'll never get picked. And finally, do not scream, me, me, me. Instead, if you want to help with an explosion, I mean experiment, I need you to hum. Hum. Come on up here. Happy birthday. How old are you? 8. Oh, awesome. And what's your name? Connor. Have you ever been picked to be a volunteer before?
No.
Today's your lucky day. We're going to do an experiment. You ready, Connor? Let's go back behind the table. Before we do any experiment at home, there's one thing we need. It starts with a parent, an adult, or a grown up. Everybody point to a grown up. That's what they look like. They're the ones who look tired. But sometimes a grown-up isn't enough, especially if they're tired, and we need safety equipment. Connor, can you put on your safety glasses? I have my pair of safety glasses on too. And right over here, I have a solid piece of paper. This is called nitrocellulose. It looks like ordinary paper, but this is not. This is called flash paper, and magicians use this. But to understand how this works, we need to know there are 2 ways that you can change matter. A physical change or a chemical change. A chemical change creates something new, and it can never be changed again or changed back. Exactly. So we're going to do a chemical change. We are going to light the flash paper on fire, and it's going to look like it disappears right before your eyes. Of course, we know it's not really disappearing, it's just changing form. It's turning from a solid into a gas. Here we go, watch this. Let's take this over here. Connor, can you come over? No, get over here, Connor. Stand right there. We're gonna put this in these tweezers like that. Just like that. All right, Connor, hold out this hand like that. Grab hold of this with me. Right there, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1! Ladies and gentlemen, I made a mistake. That was not a science experiment. That was a science demonstration. A demonstration shows you how something works. For it to be a true experiment, we need to do a test and compare the results. Today, we are going to use demonstrations and experiments as I tell you a story about 2 kids who got mixed up with a crew of salty pirates. This is Pirates. Lost at sea. Ready, set, go! Grace and Roger raced toward the shore. They had spied a ship docked in the bay. They wanted to get a closer look. And as they climbed up over the rails, they were amazed to see there was no one on board. right there. They looked up and they saw a black flag with a skull and crossbones, and that's when they realized they were on a pirate ship. Weigh anchor! Grace and Roger turned around. Suddenly the ship was crawling with pirates. One of the pirates was heading straight toward Grace and Roger, so without a sound, they ducked down behind a large wooden barrel as the stumbling pirate passed by them. When the coast was clear, they sneaked down to the lower deck to find a place to hide. The ship sailed into the night, and suddenly, clouds appeared, and the ship was soon lost in a thick and heavy fog. Grace and Roger had no idea where they were going, but there was something else they didn't know, something even worse. This ship would never return again. I need a volunteer. I need somebody really brave. Somebody really strong. Come on up here. I need another volunteer. Come on up here. Kevin, what's your name?
Kevin.
Oh. How old are you? 7.5. Excellent. And what's your name? And how old are you, DT?
7.5.
Oh, this is great. Have you guys ever sat outside and looked up at the clouds?
Yeah.
What did you see?
I saw
Clouds. How about you? What did you see? Clouds! Well, today we are going to make a real live cloud right inside this room. And this cloud is going to show what it looked like when the ship got lost in the fog. So Kevin and Dee, let's head back here. Let's get our safety glasses. Put those on. Right here I have a bottle. What's inside? Nothing but... There's air inside this bottle. Air is a little bit of water. Air is made up of particles too small for us to see, including tiny little drops of water called water vapor. And when the water vapor cools down in the sky, a cloud forms. So we are going to make a cloud inside this bottle. Here's how we do it. Step one, we're going to start with a liquid right inside, just a little bit. Very good. This goes back here. Step two, the liquid has to evaporate. That means it's going to change from a liquid into a gas. Exactly. Step three, the sun heats up the earth. It creates warm air. Where does warm air like to go? It goes up. To make warm air in this bottle, we are going to use, I have it right over here, a bike pump. Let's hook this up over here. Step four, the water vapor in the air condenses. That means it turns from a gas back into a liquid, and the liquid forms a cloud in the sky. So here's what we're going to do. All right, Kevin, you're going to put one hand here like this, other hand on top. Yep, thumb up here, and when I say so, you're going to start pressing up and down. Are you ready? Here we go. Start pumping. Good, keep going. Awesome, good, keep going. As Kevin, no chanting. As Kevin is pumping, the pressure in the bottle is going up, and the temperature is also going up. When we release the valve, the pressure will go down. That means the temperature will go down. This is Charles's law. Keep pumping, Kevin. We're at 10 pounds per square inch. Perfect, stop. Kevin, stop. Switch places. Here we go. You ready? Hands up here. Start pumping. Let's go. Up and down all the way. I'll help you out a little bit. Here we go. Awesome. Just a couple more. Let's see where we are. Oh, 20 pounds per square inch. Awesome. You can stop. Take a step back. I'm going to release the valve. The air will cool down, and a cloud will form right inside the bottle. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Oh, cool. A little bit of hand like this. What does that feel like? Like air, right? It's a cloud. Awesome. But wait a second. What if we tried something a little bit different? What if we increase the temperature while there's a cloud already in the bottle? Will the cloud get bigger or smaller? Bigger. This is our scientific guess, also called a hypothesis. Let's test it out. Here we go. All right, Kevin, you're up. Step on up to the pump. Let's get this in here. Oops. Kevin, get your hands up on the plate and get ready to go. All right, Kevin, here we go. Start pumping. Awesome. And watch what happens to the cloud. Keep going, Kevin. Our cloud is disappearing. The liquid is turning back into a gas. The cloud is disappearing. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. Switch places again. Here we go. You're up. Let's go. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Take a step back. I'm going to cool the air down and make a cloud. One more time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Excellent job. Up top. High five. Glasses go on the table, and you guys can go have a seat. Thanks for coming up. That night, all the pirates were on deck, helping to steer the ship through the heavy fog. All pirates, except for one. Hendrix the Hand slinked away and sneaked down to the lower deck. Silently, he approached the door that led into the captain's quarters. He looked left, he looked right. With no one watching, he opened the door and slipped inside. Right there, sitting on top of the captain's desk, Hendrix found what he was looking for, the captain's favorite mug. It was filled with last night's grog. He reached into his cloak, he pulled out a bottle, he ripped off the cork, and he poured the bottle into the mug. This bottle's as thick as peanut butter! The captain was coming. Hendrix put the bottle back into his cloak. He ducked into the shadows just as the captain, bang, burst into the room. I'm thirsty. The captain spied his favorite mug right where he left it. He walked over and picked it up. He lifted it up into the air. He opened up his mouth. Suddenly, he heard someone breathing. He held his breath and listened again. He wasn't alone. Someone was in the closet. With mug in hand, the captain gnashed his teeth, walked up to the closet, bam, kicked open the door, and found himself staring at Grace and Roger. He was so startled, he dropped his mug, and the liquid spilled out onto the rug. It started to bubble up. Grace, Roger, and the captain watched as the liquid ate a hole right through the rug. The captain knew right away what it was. Poison! I need a volunteer. Come on up here. I need another volunteer. Come on up here. What's your name? Atar. How old are you? 7. Excellent. And your name? Violet. How old are you, Violet? 7. All right, Atar and Violet. Have you ever had a cup of hot chocolate?
Yes.
Oh, well, today we're going to use something you use to drink hot chocolate. We are going to use a styrofoam cup. And we are going to use that cup to show what it looked like when poison ate through the rug. So let's go back behind the table. Let's get our safety glasses. Up here for you. Violet, up here for you. You're welcome. Up here for me too. Right here we have our styrofoam cup. Styrofoam is filled with air. Air molecules are really far apart, so it takes a long time to heat up air. So the air that's inside styrofoam is going to keep the heat inside your hot chocolate. It's going to stop the heat from transferring to your hands. Exactly. So here's what we're going to do. Right here we have a liquid. This is something you have in your homes. This is called acetone. It's the main ingredient in nail polish remover. Exactly. When acetone touches styrofoam, it dissolves the styrofoam and the air escapes. Let's show you how it works. Let's get this over here. Very good. All right, Atar, are you ready? All right, I'm going to give this to you, and when I say so, you're going to dump this into the cup and put this back on the table. Are you ready? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Here we go. All right, Atar, go ahead and pour it in. Good. Put it down on the table. Now, after pouring the acetone into this... Oh! It ate right through it. Wait a second. Wait a second. What if we tried something a little different? What if instead of putting acetone on the inside, we put acetone on the outside? Will it still dissolve the styrofoam, yes or no? Oh, this time where we put the acetone is the part of the experiment we're changing. It's called our independent variable, and we are going to test this out. Let's get a brand new cup. Violet, you're up, so switch places. We're going to use the same amount of acetone right inside the cylinder. Oh, very good. You're going to take that, safety glasses on, and this time what you're going to do is pour it very slowly right there. Are you ready? Here we go. Start to pour it right there. Good, keep going, keep going, keep going. Very good, Violet. Now let's see. Whoa! That's disgusting! Let me come around and show you guys. Now, just open your eyes. Oh, gross. Gross. Looks like a spider web. That's all right. Nice job. Good top. Violet, nice good top. Glasses go on the table, and you guys can go have a seat. Thanks for coming up. Meanwhile, the ship was sailing directly into a fierce storm. The wind and the rain picked up, and waves crashed over the deck. The warning bells began to ring, so the captain dragged Grace and Roger all the way up to the deck of the ship. He handed each one of them a bucket. "You're part of me crew now. Start bailing." And Grace and Roger got to work while the captain manned the wheel. But moments later, Grace and Roger looked up just in time as a wave crashed over the ship and knocked into the captain. Suddenly, a huge gust of wind came. It filled up the sail, and with no one manning the wheel, the ship was heading straight for the rocks. So Grace and Roger ran over and grabbed the wheel, and they turned it hard to the right. They spun it hard to the left. There was nothing they could do. The wind was too strong, and the ship crashed, smashed right into the rocks. All night, the pirates worked to keep their ship from sinking. And when the wind finally died down, the ship came to rest on the rocky shore of a deserted island. It would never sail again. They were stranded. I need a volunteer. Come on up here. I need a volunteer. Come on up here. Come on up here. Let's go. Come on up. Oh, I got carried away. All right, good. Everybody stay where you are. This is actually, it's like you read the script. This is perfect. Stand shoulder to shoulder, face the audience. Excellent. I'll hand out some, well, we don't need those for this. Let's move this back here. Now we're going to spread out down the line just like this. Give yourself some room, and you guys are going to spread down over here all the way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Excellent. Perfect. Now what's around us that we need to breathe? Air. Is air a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Gas. Now we can't see air, so how do we know it exists? We know because we can feel it. We can also observe the effects it has on other objects, like people. Especially if the air is moving very, very fast. Right over here, I have a leaf blower. The leaf blower pulls air up from the bottom. It pushes it out the side at 150 miles per hour. The faster that something moves, the more energy it has. So when the air comes into contact with an object, it transfers its energy to the object. It can make the object move. Our volunteers are going to get to feel the energy of the air. We are going to watch the effects it has on them. Here we go. Everybody face the audience. Hold out your arms like an airplane. Give yourself some room. Whatever happens, don't move and keep looking forward. Here we go. Excuse me. Back as you are, just like that. Let's plug it in. Keep looking forward. Sometimes in science, we make accidental discoveries. That's where we learn something that we didn't actually set out to learn. What did we discover today? What's your name?
Jenna.
We discovered that Jenna looks really cool with a 1980s hairdo. Wait, but what if we tried something a little different? What if we use something lighter than a person? What if we use something really light, like paper? Will the fast-moving air make the paper stay on the ground or go flying through the air? Oh, our control variable is going to be the wind speed. We'll keep that the same because we're changing the weight of the object. So volunteers, you're going to head on over here. Right over here, yep. Very good. I'm going to get something light like paper. Oh, here we go. Perfect. If it comes over here, don't touch it. If it comes over here, don't touch it. If it comes over here, touch it. You guys can touch it. Just you guys. Here we go. Bring the toilet paper up here. Good. Go back and have it. All right, pick up the toilet paper. Bring it over here. Throw it in there. Put it in there. Put it in there. Oh, awesome. It's fun, right? Oh, you guys can have a seat. The next morning, the entire pirate crew gathered on the beach and they stared at the gaping hole in the side of their ship. The captain ordered the pirates to search for something to fix the hole. At once, the pirates scattered, except for two. Grace and Roger, the captain gave them special orders. Go to the top of the mountain, build a fire, and send smoke signals for help. So Grace and Roger climbed all the way up, higher and higher, up to the top of the mountain. And when they finally reached the highest point on the island, they built a fire and smoke shot up into the air. But down below on the beach, the captain was all alone. At least that's what he thought. He didn't hear someone sneaking up behind him. Look out! From way up on top of the cliff, Grace and Roger watched as Hendrix the Hand emerged from the wreckage, knocked the captain to the ground, and began to tie him up. As fast as they could, they raced down the cliff, and they ran back toward the beach, hoping that they weren't too late to save the captain. I need a volunteer. Come on up here. I need another volunteer. Let's go, come on up here. All right, put your hands down. What's your name? Amina, how old are you? Awesome. And how old are you? And what's your name? Alyssa and Amina. Great, here we go. We are going to do an experiment. This experiment is really one of my favorites. Come on back behind the table. Amina, you're going to stand right there. Safety glasses for you. You're good with those. Let me put my safety glasses on here too. Excellent. Now this experiment is going to show what it looked like when smoke shot up into the air.
Oh my God.
Right over here, I have a bottle. Inside this bottle it looks a lot like water, which is H2O. Oh, but this is hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O. That 2 means there's extra oxygen in there, and the extra oxygen does not want to be there. It wants to escape. We are going to release it. To do that, we are going to use something called manganese dioxide, which we have right over here. This is going to be a chemical change. A chemical change creates something new that wasn't there before. And this time, the new thing we are creating is going to be water and oxygen and heat. And the heat is going to make lots and lots of steam, and the steam will shoot up out of the bottle. So here we go. I'm going to roll this up like a burrito. While I do this, does any of the adults in the room have a smartphone on them? Do you have your phone with you? Can you go to the stopwatch feature? I'm going to have you time this when it starts to shoot up out of the bottle. Just let me know when you have the stopwatch up. Let's fold this up like that. Take this. When I say so, you're going to tap it down into the bottle. Are you ready? So you have your stopwatch? All right, so you're going to start it as soon as the steam starts to shoot up out of the bottle, and you can stop it as soon as the steam stops coming out. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to tap it in. Very good. Start. Whoa! Oh! Awesome! Wow! All right, stop. What was our time?
8 seconds.
8 seconds. But wait a second. What if we tried something a little bit different? What if we used half as much of the catalyst? Will the steam go longer or shorter? Oh, we are going to test this out. The steam is our dependent variable. It's the part that we are observing. So let's get a new bottle here. Very good. You guys are going to switch places. Let's get our catalyst, and this time, instead of 2 scoops, we are going to use less. We're going to use just 1 scoop, so let's get it in there. It smells a little funny, right? It's okay. Now let me fold it up. Can you reset your stopwatch? All right, great. Let's fold this up like our burrito. Less of the catalyst. We want to see if there's less steam or more steam. So safety glasses on. Let's get it ready, and when I say so, you're going to tap it right on in. Are you ready? Okay, go ahead and tap it in. All right, start. Let's see. Whoa, that's a lot of steam. It's going very fast, right? It's bubbling a little bit down there too. Whoa, I think it's going a lot longer. Wow. All right, stop. What was our time? 15 seconds. Even using less of the catalyst makes the steam come out even longer. I love science. That was awesome. I mean, a nice job. Glasses on the table. Thanks for your help. You guys can go have a seat. Thanks for coming up.
Oh my God.
Down below on the beach, Hendrix the Hand peered out across the beach. He looked left, he looked right, and when he thought no one was watching, he grabbed the captain. He dragged him up onto the deck of the ship. He found a gigantic barrel. He stuffed the captain into the barrel, and he went to toss the barrel into the sea. 1, 2, hold it right there! Hendrix the Hand was so startled, he turned around, and as he did, he let go of the barrel in the wrong direction. The barrel flew through the air, it hit the beach, and it rolled to a stop right next to Grace and Roger. At that moment, Hendrix noticed that Grace and Roger were standing next to a cannon. The cannon was pointing directly at him. Hendrix the Hand laughed. If you fire that cannon, you'll blow up the entire ship and never get off this island. But Grace and Roger had a plan. The only way off the island is to blow up the ship. And with that, they lit the fuse. As the fuse burned down, Hendrix the Hand's face turned white. There was nowhere to go. And without a sound, Hendrix the Hand turned, dove off the side of the ship, and disappeared forever into the deep, dark sea. At that moment, the captain busted out of the barrel. He reached toward the cannon and with a shout, but he was too late. Boom! The entire ship exploded. I need a volunteer. Come on up here. Come on up here. Oh, were you up already? I'm sorry, let me get a fresh volunteer. You're biased. You okay? Come on up here. What's your name? And how old are you? And your name? 7. Are you 7, Henry? Okay, great. Well, have you guys ever seen lightning? Yeah. You have? Well, you're going to love this experiment then, because this experiment is going to use visible electricity, just like lightning. Here we go. Let's go back to the table. Yolanda, right? Take the glasses for you. Henry, take the glasses for you. You're welcome. We get mine on too. Right here, we have a bottle. Inside this bottle, 2 metal nails. Metal likes to do what to electricity? It likes to conduct or attract electricity. So right over here, we have a Tesla coil. This Tesla coil generates up to 50,000 volts of electricity. When we touch it to the metal nail, the electricity will shoot down the nail and jump to the other nail. That jump creates a spark. That spark will do nothing unless we add one more thing. Right over here is ethanol. Ethanol is a flammable liquid. When something is flammable, it can light on fire. Exactly. We're going to plug in the Tesla coil over here. Here we go. We're going to take some, put it inside the bottle like that. We're going to swirl it around, and as we do, the ethanol is evaporating. That means it's changing from a liquid into a gas. Exactly. Now, when we make the spark, the gas will light it on fire and make hot air. Hot air has a lot of energy. That energy will transfer to the cup, and the cup will shoot up to the ceiling. So here we go. Let's shake this around. Shake out all the extra. Awesome. This goes on top like this. This goes over here. Henry, stand right here. Hold out your hand like this. Cup over here. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on a second. I made a mistake. That's okay. The nails are touching. Just need to move them a little further apart. Here we go. All right, Henry, one hand out like that. Here we go. From 3, 3, 2, 1, go! Wait a second. What if we try something else? What if we tried twice as much ethanol? get some in there like this. We're going to help this along by shaking it up. It's going to evaporate, turning from a liquid to a... Yes, exactly. Here we go. We're going to put some of this over here. Shake out the extra. This goes on top. The nails are close but not quite touching. Yolanda, take a step forward. Hold out this hand, just like that. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Where'd that cup go? Awesome. It's a little warm. Henry, nice job up top. Yolanda, awesome job. Glasses go on the table. You guys can have a seat. Thanks, Henry. Awesome. At the sound of the explosion, all the pirates came running. And as the dust settled, all that was left of their beloved ship was a pile of ropes and sails and a big pile of wooden planks. Nobody said a word, but Grace and Roger shouted in order, "If you lazy dogs ever want to get off the island, use the parts of our old ship and build a raft." For the first time that day, the captain smiled. "Ye heard the wee pirates. Start building." The raft was big enough for the entire pirate crew, and there was just enough room for the cannon. And as the ship sailed home, ocean waves splashed up against the side of the raft, spraying them with salty seawater. Grace, Roger, and all the pirates were so happy to be off the island. But nobody was happier to be back on the water than the captain. "Though me likes the letter R, my one true love is the sea." Are you guys ready for the grand finale? Yeah! Awesome, everybody go like this. Do that again. Wipe off the germs. We are going to use something that we breathe out. CO2 or carbon dioxide gas. I have carbon dioxide gas in this metal tube. When we open the carbon dioxide container, it will rush into the tube. It will push whatever's in the tube out into the air. We know this because of Newton's law of motion. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. What's inside the tube? A little water. We need to add a lot more. I only can do this one time, so I need your help. I am going to point to someone. If you want to see that person get soaking wet, don't make a sound. Just raise your hand in the air. When I go like this, put your hands down. Everybody put your hands down. You can only vote once. So we're going to start right over here. Raise your hand if you'd like to see this lady with the camera get soaking wet. Raise your hand. Do you even know who she is? All right, put your hands down. It doesn't matter because you're winning. What about this lady right here? Raise your hand. You see this lady get soaking wet. All right, put your hands down. What about this guy? Oh, no. All right, put your hands down. A little busy right
I'm administering to the sick. You don't want me to get sick.
Well, who would like to see Mrs. Picarillo get sick? All right, put your hands down. We have a tie. The tie is between Mr. Picarillo
I'm practically Clara Barton.
and Mrs. Picarillo. So think in your mind who you want to vote for. Don't tell anybody. Keep it to yourself. You can only vote for one.
And whether or not you want holiday presents tomorrow.
Don't let any of the adults influence your vote. Here we go. You can only vote once. Raise your hand if you'd like it to be this guy.
Yeah!
Mrs. Picarillo! That guy! Mrs. Picarillo! That guy! Mrs. Picarillo! Hey, stop! We have a winner. Mr. Picarillo, it's not you. You're safe. It's Mrs. Picarillo! some water. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ken from Sciencetellers. I need everyone crisscross applesauce. This is our grand finale. Let's get a countdown from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you guys have fun today? Yeah! Thank you very much. I need you to stop, listen, and look to your teachers. They are going to tell you how to dismiss. Thanks, everyone. Have a great holiday.